We welcome you to downtown Houston. I'm Ed Cohen with Jay Williams. And Jay, you think of the dream, Hakeem Olajuwon, Moses Malone, Yao Ming. Yes, things are bigger in Texas.
And I tell you, Ed, the energy in this building is scintillating. The Red Rowdies are out, and they're about to make a difference.
And they're ready for liftoff right now from Toyota Center. Jay, when Westbrook has the ball, you know you can expect magic on the floor. The question everybody is trying to answer, can Russell Westbrook lead the Thunder to the promised land?
He can, but he needs to take his game to new heights, and that comes with leadership. Everybody knows that he's a triple-double waiting to happen each and every night. He's done that consecutively for 2 years now in the NBA, the only player in the history of the league to do so. He's that fantastic of the player. I love the passion he plays with, Ed, but he needs to get his teammates way more involved. When you have a guy like Paul George or Carmelo Anthony, you have to make them better. Look how CP3 and James Harden, Eric Gordon, Ryan Anderson, Clint Capella, they all make each other better. There's something missing chemistry-wise from the Thunder.
Man, are these two franchises invariably linked. Harden goes from Oklahoma City to Houston. Carmelo Anthony wanted to land in Houston. He gets traded by the Knicks to Oklahoma City. Go figure.
And I'll be willing to say this too, Ed. I think Carmelo Anthony would be a way better player if he were playing for the Rockets than him playing for OKC right now.
Paul, his first effort, off the mark. And a putback slam.
Ed, it's pretty amazing how athletic bigs can be when it comes to getting an easy 2 points, huh?
Harden into the front court. A minute gone by here in the opening quarter. Paul. Message received. Well defended.
Shooters shoot. Period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
And James Harden, not sure why he was so wide open there.
It's all about creating space with the dribble. Once you have that gap, you can beat somebody in a variety of ways. He chose a dagger with the three.
Gilgeous-Alexander. To Paul. Ooh, Chris Paul. First couple didn't go. That one is true. There's a sixth sense there that you just can't teach.
If you're a player on the same team with CP3, you should be taking that point guard out to dinner every single night. There's something to be said about a guard that makes the game way easier for you to be even more of an efficient offensive player.
To Harden. And finishes strong.
I don't think I could do that on a 5-foot rim.
I can, because that's my only choice. Oklahoma City ball. Paul to Adams. Oh, bad pass as the Rockets come away with it. Harden matched up with Paul. For three. He made his first effort, but not that time. Paul across the timeline. They're down 3. Baseline drive, but he can't finish. To Harden. Slams it down. Feed the big fella. Point to the passer.
So good when you get everybody involved, in particular your bigs. You get them going, they'll run the court faster, and guess what? They'll set harder screens because they're actually in the game.
Paul matched up with Harden. Down low, Gallinari. Nice pass to get things going.
There's certain guys in this league that should be put on alert status 24/7 because either they're posterizing you or that attempt can still be a poster.
Harden. Curling inside. Steven Adams. Huge block. Here's Paul controlling the offense. And the rebound comes down to the Rockets. Probing the defense. Covington to Harden. Short jumper stays out. Ferguson to Paul. To Adams. Steven Adams with the slam. He climbed the ladder on that one.
Well, the question is, how big is the ladder? He's still climbing.
Harden with the basketball. His team up by 1. James Harden. He's now 4 for 6.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Now Paul with the basketball. Looking to make something happen. And throws it down.
If you didn't dunk that, then we would have to talk about it.
Gordon with it. Leads just a point. And scores on a nifty dance to the basket.
Attack mode isn't a switch that you can just turn on and off. He needs to do more of that. We need to see him penetrate, get into that lane, and create.
Here comes the screen. Gilgeous-Alexander. Nothing going here on that drive. He gets it.
Hand down, man down. You got to get up and contest the shot.
Here's Harden with the rock. To the rim, lays it up and in.
It just seems like one of 3 things happen every time James Harden has the ball. Either he scores, he gets fouled, or he kicks it out to someone for a 3. Pick your poison.
Driving, but he can't connect. To Harden. He shoots. Oh, off the mark. To Paul. Had a good look there, but it's no good.
And physicality is your friend. Don't let these guys get any easy ones down low. Make them look at the refs, wondering where the foul was every time.
Harden picked up by Paul. Nothing going here on that drive. To Harden. Not that time. Paul into the front court. Down 3. And he's fouled, and he earns a trip to the line.
Hey, look, sometimes you need to feel out your opponent. Let him know you're there. I'm okay with that early foul.
And hits the first free throw.
Slight pressure.
Second one off the mark. He goes 1 for 2. To Harden. For 3. And the rebound taken in by Ferguson. Paul with it up top. Down just a couple. The screen sets him up for 2.
Bread and butter. And there are few that can do it better off the screen.
Now it's Harden at the controls. Goes to the left side. Baseline drive. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
They're going to have to find answers defensively and quickly because he's carving them up in the first quarter.
Paul matched up with Rivers. Here comes the screen. Paul.
That reach was just about a second off. He got his hand in there a little bit quicker. That would have been a steal.
Just enough imbalance. First one, count it.
Oh, yeah, you've been working on your craft.
Knocks down the second free throw.
For the Houston Rockets, number 16, Ben.
3 for 3. Nice.
I see them working out, huh?
To Rivers.
I got ball. I'm here.
Tucker.
Hey, watch this screen left.
From the painted area, won't go down. Ferguson slams it down. They have set the tone in this one.
I love when I see offenses come out in beast mode. You attack that paint, you get to the rim, inevitably the floor will open up for you to knock down some threes.
Here's a chance from long range. The rebound comes down to Paul. Gilgeous-Alexander to Adams. Fires the three, working hard on the glass. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. That's off the side of the rim, short. Nice follow-up on the dunk there.
See, Ed, that's what I love. You don't need to conserve your energy. You attack that rim with ferocity. You always set the tone.
Gets to the basket and scores. Austin Rivers rejects it. Calls out of bounds. Last touch by Ben McLemore. They're going to make some changes with some new personnel on the floor.
Number 12.
Paul shakes free and hits.
Ed, let me tell you how this one goes. It ain't no fun if the homies can't have some. Everyone's getting a piece of the rock tonight.
To P.J. Tucker. Cephalosha, defended by Steven Adams. Tough shot, and nearly a chance at a three-point play. No foul.
I can see the beads of sweat forming when he had to put the ball on the ground there. You still got it, though.
Paul. Here comes the screen. To Paul. Drives, but his shot won't go down.
I got him. Here we go.
You gotta get up on that.
Here comes the screen. To Davis, down low. Can't connect from inside. Gilgeous-Alexander to Paul. Going to launch beyond the arc. Not that time. He misses. P.J. Tucker sends it away.
That kid can block out the sun, Ed.
Ferguson to Paul. Lets it fly from long range. Tough shot. Well defended.
Remaining in the first quarter.
Shot from in close, no good. OKC ball. Now a steal as the Rockets have it. Won't go. The follow won't go either. Gilgeous-Alexander. Cleaning the offensive glass. Fires the three, buries it on the catch and shoot.
Just let me break down to all the young players at home how special of a pass this was. That was a perfect delivery, and it hit the player right in the chest.
McLemore matched up with Paul. Five seconds to shoot. Beyond the arc for three. And the rebound comes to OKC. And Count the basket inside.
That's a good run right here to end the first quarter to open up that lead. If you're the coach of this team, you have to like the effort your guys are giving.
I got him.
To P.J. Tucker. And he'll head to the line.
Trust me, you want to avoid early foul trouble. Take that one as a warning.
And he connects on the first free throw. And he makes them both. With the rock, it's Chris Paul. Here comes the screen.
Get over.
To Paul. From long range. Not that time. He missed it.
I'm here. I got ball.
Here, coming left.
Rivers, defended by Steven Adams. Can't miss those. Deep three at the buzzer.
Good shot. Good money.
Late heave to beat the buzzer. First quarter's complete. The Thunder in command of this one. Ed Cohen, Jay Williams with you as we get things started here in the second quarter. And now Houston has the basketball. It's good. The challenge defending a guy who can be a 1 or a 2.
We're not old men talking about this game. We don't define players by positions anymore. Is he a 1 or is he a 2? No, he's James Harden. He is a scorer and an elite passer.
Paul into the front court. His team on top by 8. The drive right to the basket. And he's fouled. Nice move that time, and he's going to the line for 2.
Great job, Ed, by the shooter to create contact after the jump. That's how you get to the free throw line.
First one goes down.
Good shot.
And fails to hit them both. Hits the first, misses the second. To Harden. That is great vision to set it up. Oh, emphatic slam.
And no emotion, just that ice-cold stare. That's a sign of somebody who's here to compete.
Here's Paul. Brings it up the floor. Count the basket. 2 more points in the paint.
He was so wide open. Pretty much looked like a deer staring into the headlights. Last resort, but still, points on the board.
Paul across the timeline. Leads 5.
Keep him that way. On your right.
They've slowed down the pace. Now 3 on the shot clock. Paul That's good D. Shot no good. Houston with the basketball.
Got him. I got him. Here we go.
Harden steps out and hits.
And in today's game, you have to make shots like that. Nice work draining it from deep.
Now a whistle, and we're going to get a timeout from OKC as they'll make sure they're aligned here in a 2-point ball game. Coach has seen enough. He wants some changes. New personnel onto the floor. Paul here against Harden. For three, can't go down. Smothering defense. Harden with it up top. They trail by 2. Rises for the slam. He was ready right at the tip.
What a first half he's having. He came out of the gate, attacked, found ways to get to the rim. Now look how easy the game is coming to him.
Paul. Harden in possession. Looking to make something happen. And stuffs it home.
The pass was really good, but what I love most about the play, Ed, was that every player that ran in transition had active hands, which means they were active targets. They provided a target for the player to deliver the pass. That's how you work together as teammates.
Here's Paul, controlling the offense. Here comes the screen. Oh, great defense there, forcing the pickup. A pass taken away by the Rockets.
Come on, let's dig in. Let's really build this lead.
Has a chance, and he hits.
Well, when you play for each other and not just for yourself, that's when great things happen. You essentially lose yourself in what the team is trying to accomplish. It's called unselfish basketball, and there's nothing more beautiful than rewarding your teammate with a nice pass and letting them finish for 2 or 3 points.
Now Paul with the basketball, trailing by 4. A bad pass as the Rockets come away with it. To Harden, 4-3. With James Harden, muscle memory, gets it to go.
This is a game of ways. As a defense, you have to recognize that they come and they go. That will not be the case all the time moving forward.
The Thunder will use a timeout as they'll take a moment to go over things here in the second quarter. Both coaches dipping into their reserves. Changes coming onto the floor. Carmelo Anthony traded, but Sam Presti turns that into Dennis Schroeder.
And I love this acquisition by the Thunder. When you think about Schroeder, he is almost the opposite of what Russell Westbrook is. He is not a ball-dominant guard. He will have the ball in his hands, but he's more apt to make plays quickly with the ball than Russell, who likes to hold on to the ball towards the end of the shot clock.
Green to the basket, but the shot won't go. Basket's good on the follow. Way to stay with it.
And sometimes less is more. Keeping it simple is the best way.
Across midcourt, it's Schroeder. 9-point margin. Harden picked up by Paul. Nerlens Noel pins it.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
Finishing inside the paint on that one.
That's what I'm talking about, Ed. It's that simple. Put the ball in the bucket.
Paul into the front court. Down 11. To Schroeder. Here comes the screen. Schroeder against Harden. Paul. And the rebound taken in by the Rockets. Harden in possession. He'll run the offense. Now ready with a couple of free throws.
Smart play to rip through the extended arm of the defender. That will get you to the free throw line every time.
James Harden, a couple of free throws on the way. A career 85% free throw shooter. First try at the line, no good.
Number 16, Ben McLemore. Serving in for Oklahoma City, number 23, Terrence Ferguson.
Knocks down the second after missing the first. With the rock, it's Chris Paul. Here comes the screen. Paul against the former Hoya. Now a steal as the Rockets have it. And the finish. Slam dunk.
If you didn't dunk that, then we would have to talk about it.
Paul. He's not shy about shooting it from out there, but he misses this time.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
Now a whistle, and we're going to get a timeout from OKC as they'll talk things over here in the second quarter. Paul. He engulfed him that time. Jeff Green, guarded by CP3. Gets to the basket, but it's no good. The follow won't go either. Ferguson goes to the right side. Driving right to the basket. He wants it at the rim and scores.
It's almost like he had the defender on a string, and he's the puppet master.
Nerlens Noel with the block.
Sent a message on that one, Ed.
Ah, you've got to get that one to go. To Harden. Wide open. Too easy. You can't give him that look.
Well, they have such great flow to their offense this evening. The ball isn't sticking to one player individually. It's moving around the perimeter, and it's zipping. They're playing with a special cohesiveness.
Here's Paul. Brings it up the floor. sizing up the defense. Harden into the front court. His guys holding the big lead. Tough make through traffic.
Defenders had no chance on that one. That's why we call it the elite tier.
Defense. Defense, let's go.
Paul. A pass taken away by the Rockets.
Keep your foot on the gas, but don't get too reckless.
Shot from the lane won't go. To Paul. Kicks it around the perimeter. Ferguson here against Harden. Knocked loose. On the basket, but his shot won't go.
Come in. That's me. I got ball.
Harden. Here's a chance from long range. Now that's a contest. And the rebound taken down by Houston. Harden with the basketball. His guys hold a commanding lead. Jumper's good. Now their head coach signals for a timeout. He'll get his guys together and talk things over. New blood coming in for both sides. Paul to Schroeder. Shot clock winding down. Fires the three. Cleans the offensive glass. Nice follow-up on the dunk there. He climbed the ladder on that one.
Well, the question is, how big is the ladder? He's still climbing.
Harden has it up the floor.
I got him. Hey, watch this screen left.
Throws it down. This is becoming a runaway.
They're getting to the rim at will, probably because we're watching Matador defense. You probably want to get in the way of your defender if they keep trying to attack the rim.
Paul to Schroeder. Paul not going down here. To Harden. Oh, he had him there for a second. To Harden. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. He continues to light it up from downtown. 5 threes now in this first half.
Yeah, and what's shocking, Ed, is that he's gotten so many open looks. Look, stay down in the stance, stay disciplined, stop losing him, stay attached to his hip, and force him to put the ball on the ground off those curls and finish over your bigs.
It's Rockets ball.
Oh, yeah.
Tucker.
Me and you.
Now pass taken away by the Thunder.
Let's get Alex.
Ferguson slams it down.
And that is the sign of an unselfish team. When everybody in transition thinks they have a chance to get the ball because you have a willing passer, somebody willing to make other players on his team look great, that's only going to force your players to play that much harder on offense and give you more energy on the defensive end.
Couldn't keep it in. Off James Harden. Both coaches hitting the reset button. Fresh legs coming onto the floor. Paul. Going to launch beyond the arc. That one off the mark. It's no good. Austin Rivers to Harden. Lets it fly from long range. Can't get the bounce. Paul with it up top. His guys down big. To Gilgeous-Alexander. From the painted area, won't go down. Rockets have the ball.
Got some for me.
Austin Rivers to Harden. Covington. Oh, good defense there. Thunder with the steal.
You go back to the principles, things that we started working on when we were in first and second grade. It's called the shell drill. You stay down in the stance defensively, you try to deny the next pass away, and you have to communicate. If your conditioning is bad, you have no chance. But if you're able to do all these things together, collectively, you will be able to stop a great passing team.
Harden with it up top. Counting down toward a minute to go in this first half. The drive, right to the basket. Steven Adams snatching it out of the air.
That kid can block out the sun, Ed.
Tucker to Harden. The shot clock expires. Both teams tweaking their lineups. Here come some changes. Here's Schroeder with it. Down a bundle. Here comes the screen. Oh, Dennis Schroeder. He's finally on the board. Makes his first shot.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
It's in the hands of James Harden. And he finishes at the rim.
Clearly not afraid of the spotlight here because that was not an easy look.
Harden in possession. Looking to make something happen. Fires the three. That's how you defend.
Shooters shoot. Period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
A very one-sided first half of basketball as we are at halftime. Let's get you to Orlando where we say hello to Jalen Rose and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Jalen.
Thanks, Ed. The Rockets put together a nice half and were rewarded with a solid lead. They decided to make a statement in the opening half, and they did it by throwing down dunk after dunk after dunk. I think the rim is still shaking. The Thunder are down at halftime and in need of some momentum. Of course, they still have 2 quarters to turn things around, but it won't happen without making some adjustments. These are the guys getting buckets for the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Game track. Bench points.
The Oklahoma City Thunder are getting enough bench production in this contest. Their reserves need to step up and start making an impact in this game.
Player of the half.
James Harden couldn't be denied the award after all of those slams. He might get top plays all to himself at the end of the game if he keeps this up.
Who was cold?
Every player that makes it to the NBA is a great athlete, but even the best players have off nights. Today has just been one of those nights for this guy. These are the top plays from the opening half.
Number 2. Number 1.
And that concludes our halftime report. Thanks for joining us, and see you again after the game.
Houston takes over.
You got the screen right, screen right, screen right.
Beyond the arc for 3. Shot off the mark. Good defense.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
Screen coming, screen coming.
No.
And you see so many players quit on a play after they were beat the first time, but not him. He stayed on his hip, he fought back, and he made the player miss the shot. That's great defense.
The pass set it all up.
In the paint, you need to finish, just like that.
Paul into the front court. He'll run the offense. And strokes it.
And when the ball gets the defense rotating from side to side, you're bound to find opportunities for each other.
Rockets in control of the basketball. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
The defender was actually in a good position there. They even made a decent play on the ball, but sometimes those bounces go the other way. Still, stay aggressive out there.
James Harden at the line for a chance at a three-point play, shooting 50%, some yes, some no, in this contest. Harden hits the free throw. It's a three-point play. The Rockets extend their lead. Paul against Tucker. Now Adams down low. Big man, Steven Adams. He's now 4 for 6.
We're watching the clinic right now. We're watching basketball one-on-one. Whoever this professor is, he needs to get paid top dollar.
Steven Adams able to recover with the block. Couldn't keep it in. Out off Danilo Gallinari. Whistled for the foul. Chance coming up at the free throw line.
I can't believe I'm about to say this about an NBA team because this is what I say to my grammar school team. But just because a team is down on the scoreboard doesn't mean you stop playing hard and smart. You really have nothing to lose, but really good habits to gain.
First free throw is good.
Good shot, bro. Way to hit, way to hit.
Able to convert on both free throws.
Good shot, bro. Screen coming, screen coming, screen coming.
Gilgeous Alexander to Paul. A drive, but he can't get it to go.
That's superb defense. That's a defense getting there from the weak side early and making the player short arm a shot.
Harden shoots. Add 2 points to the board.
It just seems like nobody can stop him but him. Once he's found his offensive swag, that boy's deadly.
Converts in the paint. Nice finish at the rim.
You normally don't see that, but that's the type of thing that keeps shooters in the league for a long time. Every once in a while, they venture into the paint.
From long range, no good. That's great defense.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
Nothing going here on that drive. On the drive, it's Paul, but his shot stays out. Adams.
Left.
Not that time. Oh, working hard there. Collects the rebound and gets it back up for the slam. Good luck keeping up with that.
Did you see that jump? It was as quick as a pogo stick.
Harden, guarded by CP3. Here comes the screen to P.J. Tucker. Short jumper stays out.
Misses happen. Don't put your head down. Let that motivate you in the defensive end. Use it for something positive.
Adams. Deep right corner. For three. He's been waiting a long time for that one to go down.
And your big is the one making that happen. Every time he's involved in a PNR, he's slipping it, forcing that guy from the weak side to come down and help. Quick skip passes equal threes in the bank.
Now it's Harden, controlling the offense.
Cut it.
Driving right to the basket.
Oh! Out there looking like the Kimbe Mutombo.
Took it right to him, and the defender was ready. Paul across the timeline. 14-point deficit to Adams. 4-3. Drains it.
I don't know how he saw his man out in the cut like that, but that was nice.
Now the Rockets will use a timeout as their coaching staff wants to talk things over here in this third quarter. Some lineup changes now for both clubs. It goes down.
I remember my high school coach said one man can't beat five. Well, I'm telling you right now, he lied. I'm watching it happen in person.
Robert Covington sends it away. Out of bounds. Last touch by Robert Covington. Here's a chance from long range. Gilgeous-Alexander forcing one there. Well defended. And now Houston has the basketball to Harden. Covington. And he knocks it down, Jay.
Well, the shooting has been spectacular, but one of the things that I've seen as a difference maker in this ball game is how they are catching the basketball. They're not establishing a pivot foot, which leaves the defense wondering which way you can drive, but when that shot is working like that, you got it any way you want it.
Now pass taken away by the Thunder. Shifting gears. Here come some substitutions. And he's going to the free throw line.
Ed, as a defender, you cannot, I repeat, you cannot foul in the act of upward motion into your shot. Your timing needs to be better.
Knocks down the first. Good free throw shooting. Knocks down a pair. The Thunder have the possession. A lot of contact. No whistle. To Harden. Goes to the right side. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
So many times we get on the defender for quote-unquote letting the offensive player score on an and one. Sometimes there's a lucky bounce, but more often than not, it's the offensive player who makes the play happen despite the defender's best intentions.
James Harden trying to cash in on a three-point play, shooting 80% in this contest. Free throw's good as they continue to widen their lead. Gilgeous-Alexander, down low Adams. Steven Adams with the slam.
And no emotion, just that ice-cold stare. That's a sign of somebody who's here to compete.
Houston with the basketball to Harden. Probing the defense. Harden. Missed a wide open look. Off the assist.
And Ed, here's my offensive theory. More touches, more points. This is a fast-paced league. Either the coaches adapt or you'll be left behind.
Harden in possession. The advantage is 13 points. To Adams. Gilgeous-Alexander fires the 3. That's off the side of the rim, no good. Gordon with it. His team on top by 13. Right down the lane, but the shot won't go.
Well, you can't finish with your right hand on the left side of the rim. You actually have to use your opposite hand. Steve Nash is one of the best at this. Different shots at different angles, high off the glass, expecting that there are trees down below with long wingspans that can block your shot.
And hits the first free throw. Two for 2 on that trip. Thunder with the basketball. Knocked loose. Rockets come up with it. Throws it down.
So many people think making assists is creating something razzle and dazzle. Sometimes giving the ball up early is the right play and the most efficient.
Lets it fly from beyond the arc. If he's hitting shots, it could be a long night.
Today's league just throws that old school stuff out of the window. Why have 2s when you can shoot 3s? Even on fast breaks, guys spread out towards the three-point line instead of laying the ball easy at the rim.
Harden into the front court. They lead it by 14. And watch him do the rest. Slam dunk.
Well, look, you can't be caught flat-footed on defense. You need to be on the balls of your feet, especially in transition. You have to jab at that guy with the ball, hedge at him. Make him think that maybe you will take him. Maybe you'll fan out to a defender on the perimeter, but still keep him guessing. But when you don't do that, that's easy money.
Count the basket. A lot of contact. No foul.
Ed, I have so much admiration for guys that continue to hunt their shot. They're playing the second half like it was the first 5 minutes of the ball game. Those natural-born leaders are guys that will consistently lead your team to the promised land.
It's Rockets ball.
Get down, half court, here it come.
Harden. And scores. Strong take.
It just seems like one of three things happen every time James Harden has the ball. Either he scores, he gets fouled, or he kicks it out to someone for a three. Pick your poison.
Turns and slams it down. Jay, let's see if that's a sign for him.
Well, he's been pretty much non-existent the first 3 quarters, but when you have a play like that, that can get the juices going, and that can help you with your offensive rhythm.
Nerlens Noel swats it.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
And draws the foul.
I don't know about that one, Ed. I always thought your hand was part of the ball.
First one, count it. And gets both to drop at the line.
Oh, yeah, come right back to you.
James Harden at the controls.
Hey, double screen.
Short jumper misses. Ferguson knocked loose. Rockets have it. And finishes strong.
And that transition offense was flawless when guys fan out and actually fill the lanes with a sense of urgency. You heard me correctly, a sense of urgency. You will get a great shot every possession.
Time for some new personnel into the game. James Harden with a piece.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
Paul, he's not shy about shooting it from out there, but he misses this time.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
Chance for Paul. Gets a look. Can't hit.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
Paul. Ferguson to Paul. OKC now with 4 to shoot.
No basket.
It's Harden. Brings the ball up.
I'm here. I got ball.
Here comes the screen. Harden guarded by CP3. Big finish at the rim.
If you didn't dunk that, then we would have to talk about it.
Paul. Smothering D.
And big-time coaching strategy by the staff right there, utilizing their bench, keeping fresh legs on that shooter consistently throughout the course of the game.
Andre Robertson tips it.
Just incredible timing on that swap.
A bad pass as the Rockets come away with it. Oh, he had it. Now Paul with the basketball. His guys down big. It's a big finish.
We call that get your money and put it in the bank.
Harden with the basketball. He'll run the offense. Going to launch beyond the arc. Buries it on the catch and shoot.
That shot was nice, but that pass, that was the real highlight. Good teams always find a way to get the best shot available.
Screen coming, screen coming. ISO, clear up, so bad.
Paul buries it.
As a defender, you should take it personally when a contested three goes in. That's good defense, but it's not good enough.
Rockets have the ball.
I got ball.
Had a chance, but it's no good. Nice pass to set things up.
I like that.
Long heave from three-quarters court. 3/4 down. The Rockets way out in front. The Thunder have it to start the fourth quarter, and I think the best way to describe where they stand right now is they're down, but they're not out.
It's a game we used to play in the league all the time. It's called a series of stops. That means get 3 stops in a row. Each game is a game within the game. You get 3 stops in a row, and then another 3 stops in a row, you're right back in this ball game.
Now a steal as the Rockets have it.
Tonight, it may not cost you, but in a playoff game, it will.
He was hacked. They let it go. Gilgeous-Alexander, keep an eye on this guy. Slams it down.
It's that easy, Ed. You never want to leave any doubt when attacking the rim.
Houston takes over. Austin Rivers. A pass taken away by the Rockets.
You got to go for the score here right now in this possession.
McLemore, here again Schroeder. Lets it fly from long range. It's good.
This game comes down to micro adjustments. Either mismatches, ball screens, slipping action on those ball screens, quick fades to threes. It just seems like you're actually finding your rhythm offensively.
Rivers to bring it into the front court. Lead stands at 7. Trying to cash in. A fundamental shot right there.
Might have had an extra dribble or 2 there, but he got the shot he wanted.
And scores.
That's what I'm talking about, Ed. It's that simple. Put the ball in the bucket.
Rockets in control of the basketball. Rivers picked up by Schroeder. Surveys the floor. Screen coming.
Hey, watch this screen left.
Rockets with 4 to shoot. Fires the 3, and that's rebounded by the Thunder. Schroeder with the basketball. The margin standing now at 7. To Gilgeous-Alexander. Down low, Noel. Beyond the arc for 3. Yes. Or in the case of the defense, not good.
It just seems like everybody's getting more touches. I'm not saying who, but it seemed like the ball stopped in a certain player's hands, which forced the defense to become stagnant.
Rivers with the basketball. They lead it. 4-point game. Here comes the screen. Schroeder. It's Cephalosha with the rebound. From long range. It's no good. Shots not going down. Gilgeous-Alexander to Schroeder. Deep left corner for three. The rebound belongs to Houston. To Rivers. A drive baseline, but the shot won't go. To Gilgeous-Alexander. Good look that time, but off the mark. To Rivers. Mike Muscala. Huge block. And that'll get out of bounds. Last touch by the Thunder. Changes coming from both sides right now. It's Harden. Gets a shot up off the mark.
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep being physical. Keep knocking him off balance.
It's good, and one.
The offense has very little to lose on those type of plays if they know they can, number one, create contact, and number two, still get the ball up. You need to assert yourself fully on the defensive end by initiating the contact and not allowing the offensive player to get that ball above his waist.
He misses that one free throw. Picked up by the Thunder. Gilgeous-Alexander. Oh, big finish at the rim.
No excuse to not be a little bit more physical there on the defensive end. Needed that stop.
Harden with it up top. All tied up. Just underway in this fourth quarter. Oh, good defense there. Thunder with the steal.
Neck and neck. They couldn't get anything on that possession. Let's see if we can get a bucket in transition.
Harden in possession. His guys find themselves trailing by a bucket. Block shot, and that'll get out of bounds. Last touch by the Thunder. Time to adjust. Both coaches making changes on the floor. Cashes in for two.
Ed, all this talk I heard over the summer, what about CP3's hamstring? Will he be able to get back his first step? Will he still have it? There you go.
Harden picked up by Paul. Another chance to P.J. Tucker. Oh, great pass, setting up the basket.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
And the rebound by Tucker. To Harden. 4-3. And knocks it down. And Jay, the system produces once again.
There is no doubt about it, Ed. This is the best isolation weapon versus lockdown defenders ever made.
So tough to guard on that trip. Here's Paul, controlling the offense. Takes stock of the floor. Paul, defended by Eric Gordon. The screen sets him up for two.
That might have been a little bit easier than expected there, considering the score.
Harden in possession. His guys now down by a point. And Jay, they call the foul.
Ed, you can't lunge like that.
Looks like both teams are making substitutions. Has a look. Deep two there, won't go.
Oh, I see how you're playing this chess match. That's what you keep doing defensively. Keep baiting him and luring him into shooting that jump shot. Exploit him.
Screen coming. Austin Rivers rejects it.
You know why? I don't see anybody on the defensive end standing up out of position. I see everybody squatted down, really active with their hands. That's the mentality that will lead you to where you want to go.
Paul into the front court. His guys now trailing by a point. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
The defender was actually in a good position there. They even made a decent play on the ball, but sometimes those bounces go the other way. Still, stay aggressive out there.
Steven Adams at the line for a chance at a three-point play. 56% for his career. Can convert the free throw. Rivers into the front court. Down by one. And scores.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. To P.J. Tucker. Count the bucket for two.
Man, that may not have been a gimme, but that layup at the rim definitely chips away at the pride of the defense.
Yeah, Chris Paul, veteran move. Well defended, still buries the three.
Well, the defense has been good, but the shot-making ability has been better. And sometimes for NBA players at this level, the more you're in their face, the more it helps them center their focus on the target, which is making the shot. I know it sounds weird, but trust me, it's a real thing, Ed.
Covington. To P.J. Tucker. Now pass taken away by the Thunder. To Adams. Steven Adams with the slam. Jay, I'm surprised. He had a chance to wrap him up.
Well, you're not the only one surprised. This guy is not a good free throw shooter. You never let him have an easy bucket. If anything, make him earn it at the charity stripe.
Rivers to bring it into the front court. His group now down two. The rebound belongs to Oklahoma City. Ferguson. Curling inside to Schroeder. Here comes the screen. Schroeder guarded by Green. Ferguson. Cruises inside for two.
Bodies bouncing all around on that layup with the offense winning that battle. But if the defense keeps up that kind of pressure, good things are bound to happen.
Paul against Gordon. Rivers with the basketball. Our score all even here in the fourth quarter. And they call it.
A simple touch foul.
Looks like some substitutions are coming on in. Covington to Harden. Has a chance with the fadeaway. Burns him for the basket.
The defender needs to do a better job of forcing a pickup there.
Oklahoma City's got it. Paul. A bad pass as the Rockets come away with it. Covington to Harden.
Watch Cutter, watch Cutter, watch Cutter.
They work it down to Gordon. Thunder have it. Schroeder to Paul. Here's a chance from long range. He's not shy about shooting it from out there, but he misses this time. To Harden. Fires the three. Missed it. Across midcourt, it's Schroeder. They trail by 2. Down to Adams. Oh, nice find for the basket.
Ooh, shows like this separate the good players from the great ones. The good players, they have good first halves, and then they fade to black in the second. The great players, they just sustain that kind of dynamic energy throughout the entire ball game.
To Harden. Jumper's good.
Look at that, calm under pressure. You see a lot of guys rush those. Nice extra move there.
Here's Schroeder with it. Down 2. To Paul. Five on the shot clock. Paul. Well defended. To P.J. Tucker. Harden. Great defense, forcing the miss.
He was absolutely scoring at will in the first half. But now that the defense has picked up, don't try to do too much. Less is more.
And now Houston has the basketball. Harden. Oh, whistle.
Timing was just a tad bit off.
Time to shuffle things up. Oh, good defense there. Thunder with the steal.
Tie ball game. Make this possession count.
And he's going to the line to shoot.
Love the fact that the shooter created contact on the upward motion to shoot the basketball. Big time play.
Eric Gordon has got 2 shots coming. A career 81% free throw shooter. And he connects on the first free throw. Goes 2 for 2 at the line. Gilgeous-Alexander to Paul.
Hey, left.
Down low, Gallinari. Oh, emphatic slam.
Good finish.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
Straight on 3. At the buzzer. This quarter's in the books. No separation so far. It's all even. And the extra period begins. Paul matched up with Harden. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. And Chris Paul, he's been doing that for years. Wide open look, and he buries it.
And the three-point shot of the offense applies so much pressure on the defense, you can no longer build your teams inside out. The new way, you build your team outside in.
Harden into the front court. Down 3. Screen coming to Covington. Harden. Stuffs it down with authority. The challenge defending a guy who can be a 1 or a 2.
We're not old men talking about this game. We don't define players by positions anymore. Is he a 1 or is he a 2? No, he's James Harden. He is a scorer and an elite passer.
Paul. Now Adams down low. No, he missed a short one there. It's James Harden once again. The drive, right to the basket. Oh, straight down the middle, 4-2.
I don't know what the point of you having a scouting report is if you don't utilize it. You're allowing him to get to positions on the floor where you know he feels most comfortable.
Stuffs it down with authority.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
It's in the hands of Harden. Here comes the screen. Harden defended by Steven Adams. And that'll get out of bounds. Last touch by the Thunder. Covington to Harden. Trying to cash in. Harden shot, no good. Paul with it up top. Up by 3. Going to launch beyond the arc. Knocks it down. That was a tough shot.
And I don't know why the defense continues to help on guys that drive. Make them take shots over your bigs. By you helping more, you're just leaving three-point shooters open on the perimeter.
Harden with the basketball. Now down 6. Covington to Harden. Shot clock to 4 for Houston. James Harden trying to cash in. Paul into the front court. Up 6. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
People become so fixated on the hands or the arms or the strengths of the arms. I look at the legs. The strength of his legs help him power through that play. That's how you get and ones.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander trying to cash in on a three-point play. He's struggled so far. Unable to connect on the free throw. Harden with it up top. Margins 8. Deep right corner. Baseline drive. Driving is Green, but he can't finish.
Because he had no body control. You have to be able to control your body when you attack the rim at full speed. That's part of your concentration. People assume concentration just on the rim, but your body control is everything. Be able to speed yourself up or slow yourself down.
Gordon with it. They find themselves down 10. Covington to Harden. Screen coming. Steven Adams sends it away.
Blocking so many shots only gives your perimeter that much more confidence to really apply more pressure.
Now pass taken away by the Thunder.
You go back to the principles, things that we started working on when we were in first and second grade. Is called the shell drill. You stay down in the stance defensively, you try to deny the next pass away, and you have to communicate. If your conditioning is bad, you have no chance. But if you're able to do all these things together, collectively, you will be able to stop a great passing team.
To P.J. Tucker. Lets it fly from long range, and the rebound taken in by OKC. Paul across the timeline. His team leads it by 10. To Covington. Fires the three. Textbook defense.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
To Paul. Here comes the screen. Gilgeous-Alexander to Paul. Shot clock coming down to 4. Down to 3. Paul. He was all over him. Harden in possession. Trailing by 10. To Covington. Oh, lots of contact there. Still gets it to go.
I was expecting the dish there, but way to fake that one and lay that one in.
Here comes the screen. He'll put it up at the buzzer. Good victory here for the Thunder as they win it in overtime. That'll wrap things up. For Jay Williams and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports.
Hey everyone, it's Jalen Rose, and it's time for the EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Thunder stayed strong to get the overtime victory. Teams show their heart in the extra minutes, and it was clearly on display in this matchup. What a great game. It was definitely a thriller. Here are the guys who put up the most points for the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Rockets lost a tight one today, and you can see the disappointment. And while they didn't win the game, they could have won a dunk contest. They put down plenty of slams in this matchup. Here are the guys who put up the most points for the Houston Rockets.
Game track. Assists.
The teams in this matchup did a great job of moving the ball and keeping the game flowing. It was the sort of action fans love to see, and I definitely enjoyed it myself. The unselfish play made for a great game.
Player of the game.
Chris Paul gets rewarded for the way he provided his teammates with plenty of easy baskets. His assist total is certainly indicative of his clever playmaking. Here are the top plays from the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
That does it for us. On behalf of the rest of the crew, good night.